Good morning, traders, and welcome to the Bookmap All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We're going to be going through live order flow in Bookmap, understanding the auction, the behavior of traders within that auction process, and how they're interacting with the traders with the market, with their orders. How are they how do traders interact with the market is via orders. So this is what we can start to interpret in the order flow using Bookmap. That is our goal. All right, so let's jump in. General disclosure: all Bookmap limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. So we will not only look at live forward-looking order flow and where price might go next, we will also take some positions. Now, it is not a trade recommendation. It is not a trading or trade copy or service. This is for the purpose of understanding, reading the order flow, and then also how to manage your trades within the order flow. Understanding the other side of not just oh yeah, this looks like a good opportunity, or this looks like we see some imbalance in the order flow. How do you manage it? And that's really another side that is very, very important. Okay, and we'll manage it also according to the order flow that we see. All right, just a few different things to also cover. Every Thursday we have our Bookmap Academy meeting. This is our elite group of traders over on our Discord channel who are interested in elevating their skills via the Bookmap Academy. If you're interested, it's really pretty simple way to join. Just go to bookmap.com, click on the More button, and then under Community here, you'll see Bookmap Academy. Click on that. You can apply here. You can read through it. You can get Bookmap for free once you reach step 2 here for the Bookmap Academy. When you apply, you will be applying for the Bookmap Junior Academy, and this is a testing and proving ground. Okay, so anyway, great stuff there. You journal your trades, your trading activity, and then we take a look at it. We give you feedback and coaching on that trading activity on Thursdays. We have a meeting on Thursdays at market close. Okay, and the criteria from the Bookmap Academy is pretty straightforward here. There is a quota that you need to meet to reach the Bookmap Academy. There's a quantitative and a qualitative quota. It's not much. We're just talking about one piece of content per day. That's it. Okay. So if you can't meet that, well then that's it's not asking much. All right, and it has to be of quality too. And then we're looking for you to cover in your content order flow phenomena and start to mark things up, and this will promote or get you into order flow mastery. Then we're looking for a checklist for your setup. We're looking for you to trade from your Bookmap chart and also take a look at the trade management. And then we want to see your progression. And this is from another user, Slowdown. And you can see the progression here. He marks up his charts. This is back in May of 2023. And you can see that he's got many different markups in here. Well, by July 2023, you can see that he's now only looking at a few different things. He's looking for something very specific. And then you can see in October 2023, now he's looking at a very specific setup. In fact, he knows exactly what he's looking for. And look at his markups now. Okay, it is extremely focused. And he even has an image here, a diagram of exactly what he's looking for. Right, this is a great path or progression here. And it also relates to that progression that we're looking for here. All right, so let's jump into Bookmap. Let's take a look at this order flow and see what's going on. And we're going to before we jump into any sort of like positions or anything, let's read the higher time frame here. This is really important, and we don't want to overlook that. I think it's going up. I think we're going into 58, 50, 60 up here. In fact, I have a line here at 60 that I want to show you, okay, and why I think we're breaking out up into 60. But then I'm looking for a potential pullback at 60. Okay. Now you can see the reaction here. We're already trading into pretty high liquidity here. This is high liquidity, okay, on the offer. These are limit sell orders. This is supply. These are the aggressors here, the green dots trading into that supply. Okay? And we're getting a pretty steep pullback already after we've met that supply. Okay, this relationship you will see again and again and again. Right, so trading up into that supply, and then you see now aggressive supply here, which means the aggressive market sell orders. We're finding a lot of sellers all of a sudden. Okay, come in, and they're going to retest the bottom of some of these ranges and also look for them to trade with the demand limit buy orders. Now, most of them are down here in the heat map at 60-40. Okay, it's just supply and demand. All right, but let's do this exercise here on our higher time frame. Now I'm going to go over and jump over to the this other version of Bookmap here. It is well, the ES. We're looking at the ES in both cases. One is filtered by TraderMap Pro. The other one is just a higher time frame view. This you will have access to in the future. You do not have access to this version right now. Okay, it is in alpha version. But look where I'm I want to access multiple days, like way back here when we dropped from FOMC, which actually I think that was further back. Yeah, that was on the 18th here. So look at where we dropped from in here, right? And that's where we're looking to kind of test right up into here. Okay. Now this is even a better zone up here around 70 to 75. That's where we really kind of dropped here, right around 70 or 69, something like that. And I put another line up here as well, top of the range, or where a lot of sellers came in up here around 92. You can see the figure up here as well, 6100. So there's a zone up here as well that we're looking for. In fact, there's a new tool in this version of Bookmap that I'm going to show you, the channel tool. And what I can do is create a channel here, hold down the shift key, and create this channel. And let me then edit it. Okay. And we're going to extend it to the right, and save and close, and then we're going to move this on up to here. Okay, so there we go. So that's a quick way of putting these channels in. Now we can delete these other lines here. A great new tool in this version here. Actually, you guys will have access to this in the new beta version coming out this week. Okay, so or maybe it's even been released. So these tools are already available. These new drawing tools. One is the channel, and the other one is what is it here? There is I know that you can. It might be some of these in here. I know that you can also use array, you know, like a trend line here, and extend it. Or I'm sorry, it's a regular line, and you can extend it, you know, further either way as well. Okay, so anyway, let's take a look at this. All right, so we're just approaching that 60 level right now. Okay, so this zone up in here. In fact, let's use this channel tool. I'm going to try to see if I copy and paste this. I cannot. Just make another channel right in here. Extend. On up. This is where I'm looking for. And get rid of these lines here. Okay. But we'll keep this 60 line as a single line here. Okay, that's where we're approaching right now. All right, but the other ones I'm creating a zone that I'm interested in between 70 and 75 here. Okay, so let's zoom in here. All right, so now we have our higher time frame zones that we're kind of looking for. Yeah, so 60 here, we have not traded into it. We can see a lot of liquidity right here at this 55 level. It did transact, but you can see that there's been more buying pressure above it. Okay, so now this is where we are pulling back to here. This is where that demand came in by the buyers. So looking for a pullback into that area is pretty happens pretty often. Okay, so let me see if there's any questions at the moment. Before I move forward here, good morning, Alois, Shark, and Rob. All right, and let me see over on YouTube. How are we doing, everybody? Good morning, everybody. All right, RJ. Okay, so let's see here. Now we traded through that area, but we're coming back down into this little area right here. Okay, I'm looking for some buyers to come in here. Okay, so let's just draw. I'm going to draw up a rectangle here quickly. Okay, and because this is where that demand came in right here. Okay, this is where those buyers came in very, very clearly. All right, so that's who's in control of this move right now. Okay. Now on this very small time frame, you can see the selling coming in here and dropping price. Okay, so they are in control on a very small time frame in here. Okay, but we're going to see if we can get down here first, and then we're going to look for more buyers to come in. Okay. Nothing yet. Where is their liquidity? Okay, the high liquidity in here, sellers here, but see how the buyers traded through it. Okay, so maybe back up to here, and we'll see if we get some more selling here. Okay, we're just about there. Yeah, I'm going to stay away from it. I am anticipating a pullback here, but I am going to stay away from it. I just don't have all the pieces in a checklist that I'm looking for here. Okay, so we're looking for very, very simply more liquidity on the offer here, right? We want to see that context. So if we did have, we're going to just kind of replicate it by the rectangle here. If we did have high liquidity in here and the buyers trade into it, okay, and they can't trade through it, and we start to see red dots in here someplace below that area, we would look for them to pull this market back down to our zone here at 60.50. Okay, where we put this rectangle here. All right, so it's starting to unfold. Our pullback is starting to unfold. We just didn't have all the pieces in here. Okay, so we stayed away from it, right? If we had more of that supply in here with the limit sell orders, it would be a little different picture then. Okay. All right, so we can even start to put this checklist together of exactly what we're looking for. Okay? And if you don't have all the pieces and all that context, well then, you can still trade it. I mean, we're still looking for this to unfold, but it's a lot less probable. If you did trade it, then you would do it with a lot smaller size. Okay? Or that's one way to go. Okay, because you're reducing your risk, and that's what you want to do. Let's see, Shark, if the ES gives us an opportunity, can we look for areas where price is rising and CVD declining? Okay, sure. And what's going on there? Well, it just means that there's some divergence there. That heavy selling was not able to drop price. Okay, so what that typically means, Shark, is that there's limit buy orders or icebergs or both absorbing that selling. See, like right here, right now. Okay, see this limit. There's iceberg here, but there's also the limit sell order. There it is, right there. It just transacted. Okay, so look at CVD. See how it's dropping, but price is not. Right. This is a very, very small example, but a good one of divergence. Okay, now we don't know yet. There all of a sudden a ton of selling may come in and drop it down to our 50 level. Okay, now what if we get a lot of buying though back up above this area here? That would be pretty good. And then maybe we could even like take a small position let's jump over to our Trader Map Pro because we're all set up for that. Okay, so due to CVD here it is. Okay, so now I'd look for a pullback here, and let's see if we can get filled. Okay, now this is not high probability. All right, so just so you know, and I don't have brackets in, so we'll put in an OCO, and let's put it up here at our 8 and down here. Okay, all right. So now we're looking for more buyers back up here. Okay, again, I just don't think this is a high probability outcome here, but we're just showing you this idea, Shark, about that, looking for that absorption, okay, that we saw right in here. Okay, CVD dropping, yet price is really not dropping. So now we're looking for those buyers to curl in and drive price higher. Okay, and then get maybe a short squeeze going here as well, which we don't have yet. Okay, I'm looking for these sellers to have to flip out. They will likely flip out up here, and that's where we'll be taking our profit. Still looking for a bit higher here, and nothing happening. Nothing happening. All right, so sellers actually dropped it all the way back down to that demand again. And let's see if those buyers come right back in. At this point, we can move our stop up. Okay, well, it's already filled. Okay, so we got filled up there right in front of that high liquidity. And there we go. All right, so that was a Shark. That was a pretty good example, I think, of on a very small time frame. We saw that divergence. You can see it actually on a higher time frame too, right in here. Which is actually the opposite divergence. It's kind of complex. Let's look at the smaller divergence first. Okay, so we see it was right in here actually, and then they actually were able to drop price a little bit. But let's find that high liquidity in here. And see how price is kind of basing, but look at CVD, cratering there. Now it did follow through a little bit right in here, but then we found our buyers, and then we look for a pullback to that demand here, and then looking for, and just to show this example, and then for a move back up into these kinds of swings up in here, right, and where there's high liquidity here, and we were just in front of it. So that was the divergence that we saw on the very small time frame, Shark. But we can look at a little higher time frame in here as well, and it's right in here. Look at this swing and this swing. Okay, so there's actually more sell. No, I'm sorry, it is the same thing. There is more selling in here, but they're failing. You can see it in CVD. CVD will always capture the result of the aggressive selling or buying. That's all it does though. But price and who's taking the other side of the trade and stopping that move from going lower is the limit buy orders and or iceberg orders or both and they can stop the price from going lower, and that's where we get our divergence in this case. All right. Any questions on that? It's a pretty. You guys are probably really well versed in divergence. I'm sure we've covered it a lot of times. Okay. All right. Excellent. Yeah, it's one of the things that you can add into your checklist. Okay. Now, if it is, I would say though, like make sure that you first look for the supply and the demand. Okay, that would be, that's way more important. Look how, you know, I mean, you can just see. We'll even go back and kind of back test this a little bit. This is supply. Okay, we trade up into it, we pull back. We trade up into it, we pull back. This is demand down here. And now we're not talking about the volume dots right now. In fact, I'm just going to take them off the chart, and let's just look at the, this is best bid and offer streaming back and forth. Okay, and we're going to look at the price action. This is pure price action, okay, of best bid and offer, and liquidity, okay. The supply and the demand. This is supply, this is demand, okay, on the bid. That's it. All right, now we can go back, and this is where Bookmap can help you so much. And other programs or platforms, just they can't. They don't have this. They don't have this element in here, and if they do, they certainly don't have it. They have it probably as tick values. Whereas in Bookmap, it is not by tick. It is just by pure price action, or not even price action, just pure auction activity. If something changes in the order book and price does not change, or a transaction doesn't take place, it doesn't matter. It is updated in Bookmap. Okay? That sounds like a mouthful there, but that's a big distinction. Huge distinction between Bookmap and other platforms. Right, so it's very, very accurate data, and we always had this functionality. The reason being is we came from the HFT environment, developing algos on very, very low time frames, zooming in and looking at all the different transactions to see where our how our algo was performing at those time frames. We needed to know that. That's why we retain this information data. Let's see, KD, does the Iceberg's indicator clean up the passive orders and make them clearer to see? Not really. This Trader Map Pro version from the MBO bundle does, though. Okay, why do I say that? Well, Iceberg orders. Let's just zoom in here and I'll show you. Okay, so in here we're looking for, there's an iceberg right here. We can look at all the details in here. In fact, you can see that it actually started here and was detected here with 6. You see, it's just very faint right here because I filtered my icebergs, that I don't want to see these lower numbers and transactions of icebergs. I want to see the higher numbers. But anyway, there's 6, 16, and 3. Can everyone see that? Can you see that, KD? Is that, can you? It might be a little too faint for you. If so, then I'll adjust it. Anyway, now that has aggregated into 25. You see how we compress it and put it together, so you because I know that there's so many happen so quickly that we just kind of aggregated it and show now just 25 here. Okay, and then 45 here as well. Right, so in fact, I'm going to go up to the settings for icebergs. Okay, right. I have to go back to my original chart here and then look at it. icebergs on chart, show icebergs. Okay, so I've set my threshold here at 25. Okay, and let's bring it down to 0. Okay, now we'll see all of it. Now, an iceberg doesn't clean up the limit orders that we see in the heat map whatsoever. It's a different kind of transaction here. So it's an iceberg order. It's a different order completely. It's a hidden order type that is only a piece of it is shown in the order book here. Okay, in the COB column, the current order book. Only the tip of the iceberg is shown in here. Once it transacts, the next tranche is sent to the order book. Okay, and it continues to be sent until it either executes or cancels or moves. Okay. In fact, I want to show the event type, iceberg numbers. There we go. Okay. So let's take a look at this. Well, now we can jump over to Trader Map Pro and look at it here. So here, this was fully executed. That's what the E is right here. Okay, you can see this is only in the market for a very, very short period. Okay, this iceberg. In fact, about half of a blink of an eye in here. No, even quite a bit less, about a tenth of a blink of an eye. Yeah, very, very low time frames. And you can see 9, and then these transactions, we don't have the dots on, so let's just turn them on. The transactions, and it was fully filled here, fully executed for 60. Right? Again, look at your divergence, look at your CVD. This is another great example. You'll see this all the time on lower time frames. CVD is cratering. Okay, even a little move here. Here is cratering. But price went down a tick. That's it. Why is it? Because someone is absorbing here. In this case, it's an iceberg order, absorbed 60 and was fully executed. And then price went along its merry way here, right? So now we zoom out, that'll be just kind of a blip in here. So anyway, it doesn't clean up anything. It just shows you a different type of transaction that is taking place. Good morning, Caesar. All right. So what did we miss when we zoomed in and covered that here? All right, so we went up to 60 and really pretty choppy this morning. As you guys can see, I mean, nice move off of the open for sure, up into what we're looking for, that move into 60 during the webinar. Yeah, so up into here, and then we saw that pullback, and then we kind of demoed a small position here on the understanding divergence in CVD. Very, very choppy, but yeah, here we go, trading up into high liquidity. Okay, aggressive buyers meet the passive sellers. Okay, and this is our line that we put in here at 60 on our higher time frame as well. Okay, there was a reason for that. All right, let's see. Anything else? Sellers bring it right back down to the bottom of the range here. Buyers come right back in and counter to where those sellers came in here. Now, this is kind of the aggressive supply and demand that we've been covering. You know, if we take the heat map off, we can look at the same things. And you know, maybe your footprint chart or other volume charts can show this. In Bookmap, we're showing it graphically with the size and color of the dots. but we can see where buyers and sellers came in. In here, like for example, sellers came in, dropped the market, pull back to that area, found some sellers. That's where we found our divergence and look for a potential move back up to the top of the range, and we got out. Okay, where those sellers came in. All right, so again, here, sellers coming in, pull back to where those sellers came, and again, more sellers now. Okay, so where are the sellers going here? Now, we're just talking about supply and demand here by the aggressors. Okay, so a lot of them came in here. That's where I'd look for sellers to test right now. Okay, so here. So that would be 60.50 as well, which is the figure, okay, which is also a high volume node. Okay, so some good reasons for looking for that. The thing is, though, is we don't have the liquidity. We don't know if there's buyers here or not. We just know that there are aggressive buyers in here. That's it. Okay, so let's add the heat map back on. Okay, lo and behold, wow, okay, there are buyers here. All right, so now we know this is where the demand is by aggressors and also by passive demand by the limit buy orders here. So let's see if the sellers can reach these guys, and we never know, right? All of a sudden, well, some of these guys, maybe they'll pull their liquidity, add it up higher. Maybe there's demand in the book that shows a stacked book on the bid. Okay, right now, you can see there was some in here. It's traded already. And we look where we've gone. We've pulled back to here, okay, where those sellers came in on this time frame. See this iceberg here was canceled. That's what the C means. Let's zoom in here and I'll just show you that. Okay. Right here. So this guy, we know the last transaction of that iceberg was 4. And we know that it was canceled here for a total of 12. We don't know how much actually this actor here had in terms of iceberg hidden orders. Okay, we just know that only 12 of them transacted. The last transaction was 4, and then he canceled the order. Okay, now there's another one over here for 13 that was fully executed here. So anyway, this is why I like to filter them, because you see icebergs all over the place, and you can just easily do that. Go back here to the original where I have the chart where I have the icebergs, and then we can put in our filter. Let me show you how the filter works. Okay, this aggregate filter in here, I can use an automatic threshold here, which is really like it here. Actually, you can see the threshold now, 34, and note that it's grayed out. I can't touch it. It's because I'm using this automatic filter. And the way it works is it looks for a standard deviation over 60 minutes, and it has a multiplier here. And that number comes out to 34. This number will change if more or less icebergs transact, okay, in this time frame. All right, so it's a really intelligent way, the way that the developers created that, so that you have a dynamic number for your filter. Okay, let's see if they see it, and see now the bid. See how they're bidding up now in front of it here? So it looks like they want to be buyers here. Okay, we had kind of outlined this area here, but it looks a little bit higher here. Well, let's see here. Here come the sellers. Any questions? No? All right, traded into some of that passive buying here, but still kind of back and forth so far. All right, so in our checklist, and I'll have it more detailed out for you guys tomorrow. I'll actually show you the checklist tool, and I'll have exactly what we're looking for within that checklist tool. So my apologies for that right now. But in that checklist, what we're looking for is trading into the demand. And then we're looking for the aggressive buyers to start to come in, more demand from the aggressors. And then we're looking for them to trade back to where the aggressive supply came in or the high liquidity is, okay, or both. And so we can manage our trades based off of that. And not seeing much right now. Starting to bid up underneath here a little bit. You can see in the heat map, it's just kind of very faint blue there. But it means that there's a little bit more here than there was before. By far the most is up here in the order book. In fact, look how it's skewing the order book at 62 up here. Okay, our large lot tracker, see this little white line here? Okay, the vertical white line represents that out of the 470 contracts up here, it looks like, you know, somewhere around 400 or so is one individual actor. Okay, so it's a large player up here. And it's really skewing our order book in here and our heat map as well. Okay, what about on the bid? Well, they're down here. And you can in fact see it here too, like a large lot trader here. So out of 192 in here, this is probably about, I don't know, 75 or so. 60, something like that. Maybe 50, I don't know. I'd say somewhere around 70. Okay, so now we didn't get what we wanted here. We're looking for trading into 50. Okay, at least so far. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to trade back down in here, of course, as long as there's more buyers than sellers in here. And you can start to see that unfold now. More buyers up in here, more buyers up in here, starting to come in. Okay, so now they did trade into this liquidity here. Okay, so again, we're going to hold off and stay away from this. This is not really what we're looking for. Okay, but the aggressors, like, you know, you can have one side or the other or both, and the best setups come with both. But right now, I mean, if we get a ton of aggressive buyers who come in and just, you know, lift price higher, it doesn't matter. In fact, it would be right here where those buyers came in. This would be your potential move here for, or look for those buyers to come in. So if we start to see some buyers here, yeah, there you go. Like, just if we can get a few more in here, now they have the potential to lift it up into these areas here. Okay, but see how this is just not as, it's a little harder to read, right? There's buyers and sellers back and forth, kind of battling it out. There we go. Now this is looking better. Great. Okay, let's see if those buyers can now lift it. Okay, and we look for them to lift it to where? Not much, 58, maybe 59, or maybe 60. No, see how they failed so far. Another rotation. Now they're back again. Looks even better now. All right, I'm going to take a shot at this just to show, okay, that we're looking for now, because there's more buyers up here. Okay, there's more demand up here, and we would look for a breakout. Okay, so let's see now if they can lift it into this area here. Okay, and that's all we're looking for right now. There we go. Okay, so now we don't know. There might be even more buyers, and there are. They're now they traded to the next level. Now they may be even more, and they'll trade to the next and the next until there's not enough buyers or aggressive buyers anymore. They become exhausted. Okay, another one. Look, this is where that buying came in that we had kind of noticed before. Look for the pullback to it, and let's see if we get more buyers again. Okay, this is where this would be basically some support that we're looking for. Okay, I'm trying to stay with just demand instead of support, but like our buyer is going to support it here, and they seem to be so far. Okay, see now, where are they now? Are they still here? Okay, we're looking for them in here, right? So right at this area here. And I don't see much of anything right now. Okay, now they're starting to come back in. And that's going to be a little stop run there, 33. There we go, 58. Okay, well, anyway, this is actually a pretty good example, I think, of showing that we didn't necessarily have the passive demand in here, but we had the aggressive demand. And they were able to lift the price up and to meet the sellers up here on the offer, okay, the passive supply. Okay, so that's pretty, this is again pretty typical. Buyers meet the sellers here at this 60 level, pull back, support here. This would be where those buyers came in. Are they still here? Are they still interested? Okay, we're going to get an answer here. And if they kind of pull away, well, then we look for sellers to try to lift or hit the bid into 55, liquidity down here, and maybe lower. There they go. There they go. Okay. So, you know, these areas are a little more tricky, I feel, than if you have the context of the high liquidity as well as the aggressor, both together. Let me show you an example. Let me go to the Learning Center on Bookmap and show you this. Okay, so we'll go to bookmap.com, click on Education. That'll take you to the Learning Center here. And we're going to go do strategies and setups, and it's going to show you. We continue to show. There's only two patterns in here right now: a continuation pattern and reversal. But let's show the reversal, and the in the diagram form here, what this looks like. Okay, this inverse head and shoulders. Right. So here we go. So the you see the aggressors coming in, trading down into that demand here on the bid. Okay? They're in control of the market, clearly. Okay? Moving that market lower. Now we're starting to find a little bit of pocket of buying, and we see that the trend is starting to kind of flatten out a little bit there. Okay, now trade back down a little bit lower though. Now we're finding more buyers come back in after trading into that high liquidity and absorbing that selling pressure. That starts to show the head, and this becomes the shoulder, and this is where we see a shift in the volume and the order flow. Right now, what we're looking for is maybe we trade into some high liquidity here on the offer. Okay, we make an equal high here though. Price is flattened out. Now we see sellers come back in, but a lot less sellers than previously. Maybe they trade into high liquidity that's been lifted on the bid side, okay, and that constitutes the right hand shoulder, and then we're looking for those aggressive buyers to come in, okay, and this is what we're looking for. Now this is aggressive here as an entry, your long entry, and then stop loss below the swing. And then I like, if you're going to trade it this way, then consider taking some profit up here because this trend is not reversed yet, but it's higher. If this presents itself, it is pretty likely you'll get to the top of the range here. Okay, you might not, but you got your stop loss for that. Okay, but take some off and then maybe take some profit here after this pattern completes, because you're looking for a measured move from this to this. Right, and then let's see, this could turn into a possible continuation pattern. Okay, so this would be your breakout, pullback, right, on, and maybe into high liquidity. Now they're bidding up here, and aggressors coming back in. Okay, and then again, that can turn into another pattern, which can be your continuation pattern here. Right here. Okay, so you can go back and watch this one after that. Okay, so anyway, let's see here. All right, so we're moving on up again into okay, after pulling back to 55-ish, okay, which we talked about, and now we're moving back into the high liquidity around 60-ish, and there are our aggressors. Okay, and a stop run. All right, more, and still more aggressors. Okay, let's see. Did we exhaust out here? Okay, so shark, let's go over exhaustion here, what we're looking for. And I don't see it yet. This might be it here though. Okay, or maybe this one here. Let's see. No, not yet. Not yet. Still more buyers here. Still more buyers. Still more buyers. I'm looking forward to trade up to 64, 65 here. Okay, but we'll see. Okay, but now, yeah, this was actually our exhaustion right here. Okay, so it was a little too quick there for me to cover, I guess. But and more exhaustion. Okay, so watch, more sellers will come in and trade back down to these lower levels then. Okay, where the buyers came in. Okay, now at this point, I'm curious to see if we get some more buyers coming back in. Okay, and we are. Okay, so now the next step for the buyers is to reach where the sellers came in here, or up to the limit sell orders up here. Shark, this will work really well for your 1, 2, 3 pattern. And this pattern actually played out. There's a measured move in here as well. Like this move here is going to be pretty equal to this move here. Yeah. Okay, so it's pretty much done. right? And it traded back down to this level here. So now we're looking to see if those buyers do support it or not. So let's cover that exhaustion again here. So, we trade, we see the aggressors come in. They trade up into all of these sellers here, and the transactions take place. We can see that in Bookmap. Very, very visual, very easy to see in Bookmap. But we just don't know after that. If there's still more buying back up above, they may continue to trend up into these areas here. Typically, when we trade and these transactions take place, you can see maybe it eked through a little bit, but you get a pullback typically. Sometimes it trades right into it and you get a pullback. It's just where the buyers and sellers met with more volume. And now we're looking for this would be absorbed here. But we're not talking about absorption, we're talking about exhaustion, where there is a lack of aggressive buying, or buying in this case up here. Okay, so a little bit of buying, nothing here. Then the sellers start to come in on the other side. Okay, more so here. Okay, buyers counter again with just, this is on a very small time frame, but try to find an example on a higher time frame. Okay, so very little buying, more selling here. Very little buying, more selling. Look for the drop into this area here. Okay, or high liquidity, maybe in here, or maybe it's down lower. Maybe it's all the way down here. Depends. Shark, any questions on that? I don't know if are you still in here? Yeah, you're in here. It's I mean, with your 1, 2, 3 pattern, it's a beautiful thing to see. Now this is a counter trend trade. I would be kind of uncomfortable doing that, but maybe on a low time frame it'd be all right. Yeah, I know. I knew you would like it, that this would fit into your pattern. What helps even more is if you get a little bit more insight here, because like this buyer's still moving it here. What really is helpful is when you do see some selling down. Hold on, let's try that again. You do see some selling down here. Okay, but again, it's only down here, and then there's just a little bit of buying that comes back in, and then our exhaustion. Okay, here's our exhaustion, and then our sellers come in again here and really start to hit it here as well. That's where we're looking for it to trade back down to here, and then maybe through it back down to here, right? So that's where like you're really looking for the sellers to come in at that point. Okay, this little cluster of selling in here is a really good insight. Doesn't always happen. In this case, it didn't happen. We just had our exhaustion up here at this 63 and a quarter. We clear our drawings. Yeah, we'll lose our 60 level, but that's all right. Okay. All right, so here we go. Now, and again, you could also look for not so much a kind of a different version of this exhaustion would be divergence, Shark. So for example, look at all that buying here. Okay, here we're looking for our selling cluster. Same idea, actually. Now we're looking for, it's not so much um, exhaustion, but we're just looking for less buyers here. Okay, up here, there's just not as much buying interest, and that's true. You can see that in here. Like, there's just, look at the size and color of the dots compared to over here. Okay, so look for those sellers to come in again below, and then for them to test back down to the cluster of selling here, and they did. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely you can enumerate that into your I know you have Shark, but just others, you can enumerate this into your setups checklist as 1, 2, 3, 4. In fact, yeah, 1, 2, 3 pattern. There you go. Anyway, it's, I think it was Donkey Face who also was saying, well, I understand what you mean by exhaustion means the complete lack of buying at these higher areas here. But the way he kind of viewed it was less buying, which is fine. Technically, though, exhaustion means the lack of buying or lack of selling by the aggressor. Okay. If you guys want the terminology on that, you can go to, let me show you here, bookmap.com. And then go to more, and our knowledge base here, or no, I'll just go right to it. There's a link here, our glossary. Go there. Here's absorption right at the top. Okay, and exhaustion is right here. Okay, so you'll see. This is the way we define them. Yeah, the wider lens is really helpful. I would say, Shark, you know, what is also really helpful is make sure that fits a higher time frame level that you're looking for, right? Like our 60 level. We're still trading around this 60 level here. Okay, let's jump back to our higher time frame version here of Bookmap, the ES. Zoom out and zoom out a ton, right? So we're bullish, but we're looking for a pullback around this 60 level, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. Right, we're still bullish here. I mean, on this time frame, we're still bullish, and we're looking for actually between 70 and 75 as the next level to trade to. Okay, well, what are we looking for then on our higher time frame here? Pullback. Okay, where might that pullback go to? Let's take a look. Okay, yeah, I mean, it could come all the way back down to here and just still be bullish. Okay, even here. But this here is you guys can see, like, you know, this is note how the sellers came in and the aggressors here overpowered those sellers that were in control at that point, right? And you can't make this stuff up. It traded back down into where the buyers came in. Buyers come in again. Now they break out. Okay, this is a powerful move here. Okay, at the cash open. Okay, so our higher time frame, looking for a move into, yeah, it looks like we've got some liquidity here at 65, but our 70 level. All right, the bid is starting to show a little bit of activity here as well. Let's jump over to our TraderMap Pro version. There was a question about our TraderMap or filtering, and it was filtering by icebergs, and we're not filtering by icebergs. We're filtering the heat map based off of inputs in this TraderMap Pro add-on, or TraderMap Lite. You can use that one. That one's free and it works great. Okay, TraderMap Pro, you have no more nuances and you have a slider in there, and the TraderMap Pro will work on many different versions. TraderMap Lite is only on the ES and NQ and Russell, I think. Okay, so let's see here. Again, do we have something high probability looking for our setup here for that higher time frame move up into 65 and 75? And I don't see it yet. I mean, I know there's some liquidity in here, but I just don't see these big levels of liquidity that I'm looking for. I know, Rob, you're looking at some options levels. What levels do you have that you're looking for? Anything close to where we are? Probably around 50 or 55 maybe, I imagine. Oh, you're watching the NQ, right? Okay. Do also refer to the histogram for exhaustion. I'm sorry, Caesar, what do you mean by the histogram in the COB column? Or where? Or are you talking about the volume profile columns? Okay, and the histogram here. Yeah, you can see the exhaustion here as well. But the problem is that this is the problem with volume bars, is it's separated from the chart, from the price action, right? I like them a lot because I can see the accumulation in here, but you need to see the exhaustion in context of the price structure. Like this right here is exhaustion. Okay, right here is a great example. Okay, now there's going to be some trading down here, but on that view, well, here's that lack of selling. It's not that when we zoom in, it's not as great, but when we zoom out, you can see that it looked pretty good. Okay, so a lack of the sellers in here, and why it changes is because when I zoom out, I've got a lot more volume to take a look at, and it's showing that this area in context is a lot less than some of the other selling that's in here, and also compared to the buying in here. Okay, so that would be exhaustion then on this time frame in Bookmap. Okay, and yes, you can see it down here in the bars, but you don't see it. You need to see it in the price structure. Okay, so at the bottom of this downtrend, you get exhaustion, right? So that's what we're looking for, because you're not looking in a downtrend. You're looking for more sellers at the extremes. Yeah, that's what's moving price lower. Here you can kind of see it actually shifting around. This is a potential, like a head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders. In fact, selling. Here's that cluster of buying, but fails to move it. Selling, a little bit of cluster of buying. Lack of, this is different than the diagram that we showed. This is exhaustion instead of absorption. And then buyers starting to come back in, pull back, and then more buyers come back in. Okay, and you can kind of see this shift in flow again. Okay, so that looks pretty good. All right, so if that's the case, then we should get more buyers in here. They should be able to reach back up in these higher levels here. Okay, so then, all right, let's look for a pullback, maybe two. Now, again, I don't like this position, and this is not a trade copy or room or a trade recommendation, but we're looking for a pullback into where the buyers came in here. And now I didn't get a whole lot of buying up here either. I don't like that. Okay, I want to see clusters of buying up here. All right, so maybe we'll even get a move all the way down to the bottom of the range in here to find buyers. Okay, so you start to kind of put that context together in here, right? So more selling up here, that's not what I'm looking for. It's not what we want to see. And now we got a cluster. All right, and they have the potential we might miss it. Okay, and they just might come up and trade up in these levels here. Okay, so the pullback we got was quite shallow here. Didn't come back down into this area. I'm going to cancel this order. Let's click on it and then cancel there. D&T, I see you're filled at the 1221 gap. Right. Let's jump back to our candlestick chart here. It looks like the 24th to me. I don't know. Always have a hard time kind of reading some of these rhythmic charts. But yeah, we're up into this level here. Yeah, good. Forgot to look at the candlestick chart here. We looked at the higher time frame in Bookmap, not in the candlestick chart. So yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, 2024. Yep. No, I thought I was misreading it. So yeah, we might fill this. We'll see. All right, it's a strong day here. Look at the daily chart or candle here. And the hourly also pretty strong. Looking to trade up into this R65 level, and there's, you can see it right here. That's where it opened up that day and dropped. And that's kind of what we're looking for here as well. Okay, almost there. Pretty choppy though, getting there. You guys can see. Okay, this is a low volume pullback on the sell side. Okay, again, like I think Caesar, what you were just talking about, looking for that. Now we don't know. I mean, like I said, we don't have all the pieces here, but there's more buying, and then the pullback is less selling in here, right? And there's our divergence as well. Okay, so now if that is the case, then we're looking for buyers to come back in here and try to reach back up to the top of the range, or maybe even through it. Okay, it's already done its pullback. Okay, so if we get more sellers and they trade here, I'm looking for them to trade to the next level of buying, which would have been down to here where we had our limit buy order, or we might even go all the way back down to here to 57, where it's bottom of the range, and that's where the liquidity is, most of it. Okay, so yeah, so far more selling so far. All right, pretty quiet today. We're on YouTube as well as Discord. Guys, I want to also show you that since we've got about 15 minutes left and we have our European close upcoming here, and we're anticipating some volatility typically around that time. So I want to demo the, it's free, it's a part of the Bookmap Global Plus, because Bookmap Global Plus is the one that has the trading. The trading journal, though, it's with this free add-on here. They work hand in hand. So just if you're interested in this and you have the Bookmap Global Plus, then make sure you add in this this add-on trading statistics, and you'll see up here, sync it with your web journal and open it up here. And then you can look at it here. Yeah, so these are some of, this is from the last few days here. You can look at our trades table as well. Here's the, oh, hold on. Did it not capture it? Should have. Let's try this again. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is why. Okay. Yeah, here we are. So here's our two trades here so far, right? So this one worked out pretty well. It went 1 against us and 13 for us. And then this one here was not as good, which we didn't think it was as good of a trade. 4 for us and 4 against us. And then we just took our profit. Okay, so yeah, here's our date here. This trading journal, let me show you guys something in here, because like we're getting our move up into 65. But I want to show you this trading journal here. Just because there's some new features and functionality in here that I think are great. So for example, if I click on this trade here, I can drag and drop. Here, let's take a screenshot of this actually, and take a screenshot of. Hold on a minute. Let's go back, and we'll take a screenshot of our trade. Okay, both trades here. Got both trades in here. Back. All right. So here's our trade 1 and then trade 2, and we can take a screenshot of it, and we can mark up these charts. Okay, so take my screenshot, and then I can. And this is really cool. I really like it. So we can here's our trade 1, you know, and then our second trade was, oh, it's over here. I didn't grab it. Oh well, that's fine. So we have this trade example here. We can, you know, mark up our charts however we want, and then I can just copy it here. And watch this. I love this feature. So now I'll go back over here to this trade here. I'll click on it, and right here I can just paste it right in. Okay, just Control V, and there it is. And there it is. Guys, for the Academy guys, this is where the direction we're going. You'll be doing this, I'm hoping, right into your trading journal. Okay, so here it is here. There's your markup. You've got it also along with your main trading journal, and it is documented here within your trading journal. Okay, so now you've got it all nicely put together. We've got all these other different kind of new statistics and metrics you can take a look at in here as well. Some really great stuff that the development team has been working on. So anyway, I encourage you guys to start using that and trading from Bookmap, having it's all free within that trading journal, and then you can output your images in there as well. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. DNT. Okay, you're looking for your that gap fill. Now let's take a look here. That's a pretty big fill. I mean, heck, look at this 15-minute chart and this hour chart, guys. Even this daily chart, it looks pretty good. I'd start to look at my ATR here on the daily. It's starting to get up to that area though, so maybe it's going to run out of some steam. It's been a really nice big move here. Okay, so maybe you know, start to look for some exhaustion in here. I'm not seeing it yet at all. You know, look at that buying come in. Okay, so our 70 level looks pretty good as well. You're looking for 73. Okay. Got your high liquidity up there at 73. Sounds good. Sounds good. Everything looks bullish in here so far. They even pulled that liquidity here at 65. A lot of it. Some of it traded. So it still looks good, even at this European close. So looking for the next level, 68 and 70. All right, guys. Let's see if there's no more questions. I think we're going to wrap it up. If you guys over on YouTube are interested, come over to our Discord channel. We've got a lot going on, a great community. Also, you can partake in the Bookmap Academy. Journal your trades and we'll give you some feedback on it. And you can also potentially get Bookmap for free if you meet your thresholds. Anyway, yeah, thanks for coming, everybody. Give me a thumbs up if you can. That's always helpful. Subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. But better yet, though, really just, you know, come over to our Discord community. There's a lot more going on over there. I think you'll learn from a lot more of the traders there as well. Yeah, James, Tom is up next. He should be at the bottom of the hour here. Okay. All right. Yeah, thanks, everyone. Thanks for coming. And, yep, we'll see you tomorrow, and I'll have that checklist for you with that supply and demand more detailed out. Okay. Thanks for coming, everybody. Bye-bye.